Welcome, everyone, to the Popular Villager Hunger Games 2025. I'm sure y'all know how this goes already, and we got one new competitor, that being Bruce, and I think Meringue too. She's been in Survivor. This is literally my third take recording this. The first two times was an error of Coco's gender. And I tried to fix that, and I think I did. Hopefully, yeah, I fixed it. I changed her gender to female. So, let the games begin! So, as the tributes stand on their podiums, the horn sounds. Lolly runs away from the cornucopia. Lucky runs into the cornucopia and hides. Bob and Tangy fight for a bag, but Bob gives up and retreats. Sasha scares Judy away from the cornucopia. Raymond breaks Sherb's nose for a basket of bread. Dang, Raymond! And breaking the popular villager of 2024's nose already, huh? Rose pushes Maple off a cliff during a knife fight. Wow, Maple's already dead. Rip. Coco gathers as much food as she can. Rosie takes a handful of throwing knives. What is she gonna do with those knives? Audie finds a backpack full of camping equipment. Shino and Zucker fight for a bag, but Shino gives up and retreats. Fauna rips a mace out of Stitch's hands. Molly receives a trident from inside the cornucopia. Meringue runs away from the cornucopia. Bruce grabs a sword. Anka and Marshall fight for a bag. Marshall gives up and retreats. And Ione runs away from the cornucopia. And Fuchsia takes a sickle from inside the cornucopia. And we're on day number 1. Rosie receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Lolly goes hunting. Stitches travels to higher ground. Coco injures herself. Audie attacks Bruce, but he manages to escape. And Marshall severely slices Fauna with a sword. Please don't tell me you're eating deer tonight, Marshall. Please. No. This is not how it's supposed to go. Meringue and Molly work together for the day. Zucker and Judy hunt for other tributes. Shino receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Bob diverts Raymond's attention and runs away. Sherb, Sasha, Tangy, and Fuchsia hunt for the tributes. Ione sprains her ankle while running away from Anka. Lucky diverts Roll's attention and runs away. So only 2 villagers have fallen, and that's Maple and Fauna. Night number 1. Here we go. Fuchsia is awoken by nightmares. Marshall cooks his food before putting his fire out. Oh no. He better not be cooking Fauna. Just no. This is not how it's supposed to work. Just no. Ione forces Rosie to kill Lolly or Meringue. She decides to kill Lolly. Dang, Rosie just went psycho on Lolly. Dang, killing her own kind. Bucky starts a fire. Stitches screams for help. He must have saw Rosie murder Lolly. Raymond also screams for help. He definitely saw Lolly's death as well. Bruce, Molly, Coco, and Tangy sleep in shifts. Judy tries to treat her infection. When did Judy have an infection? Sasha loses sight of where he is. Shino, Sherb, Rold, and Anka sleep in shifts. Audie and Bob hold hands. And Zucker passes out from exhaustion. Alright, day number 2. Roald hunts for other tributes. Raymond receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Shino makes a wooden spear. Marshall fishes. Audie steals from Zucker while he isn't looking. Judy and Molly hunt for their tributes. Stitches chases Bruce. Bob receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Must be a snack of some sort. Tangy receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Lucky travels to higher ground. Sherb defeats Ione in a fight but spares her life. Meringue fishes. Rosie is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Anga questions her sanity. Sasha sprains his ankle while running away from Coco. Fuchsia injures herself. And Lolly's the only villager that has fallen. Rip. Alright, night 2. Stitches climbs a tree to rest. Bob begs Tangy to kill him. She refuses, keeping Bob alive. Shino, Meringue, and Rosie sleep in shifts. Audie begs Zucker to kill her. He refuses, keeping Audie alive. You literally stolen from him earlier, Audie. Okay. Molly and Marshall sleep in shifts. Coco cries herself to sleep. Why is she crying herself to sleep? Did she saw the death of Lolly? I don't know. Judy sees a fire but stays hidden. Roald receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Pretty natural for a penguin. He needs that water. Anga, Bruce, Ione, and Sasha sleep in shifts. Fuchsia goes to sleep. Sherb defeats Lucky in a fight but spares his life. Raymond receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. And here we are. Day 3. Raymond begs Lucky to kill him. He refuses, keeping Raymond alive. Meringue questions her sanity. Coco tries to sleep through the entire day. Judy discovers a cave. Marshall and Rosie work together to drown Fuchsia. Rip, Fuchsia. Oh my gosh. What is with Marshall killing deer? Marshall, please do not tell me you're eating Fuchsia for dinner too. She was unable to convince Audie not to kill her. I think all deers have fallen at this point. Roald travels to higher ground. No, wait, Bruce is still alive. Bruce hunts for other tributes. Stitches explores the arena. Ione diverts Sherb's attention and runs away. Molly is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Anga scares Tangy off. Sasha attacks Bob, but he manages to escape. Zucker constructs a shack. So Fuchsia and Shino are the only two villagers that have fallen. Night 3. Here we go. Rosie lets Anka into her shelter. Coco, Lucky, Ione, and Judy tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Audie questions her sanity. Bruce loses sight of where he is. Sasha defeats Zucker in a fight but spares his life. Raymond lets Tangy into his shelter. Stitches convinces Molly to snuggle with him. Aw, how cute. Bob sees a fire but stays hidden. Meringue receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Marshall and Sherb huddle for warmth. Sherb, I do not think you should be standing around Marshall. He might be your next victim. He's probably your next Marshall, I think Sherb might be your next victim. I don't know. And Roald quietly hums. Anka makes a wooden spear. Roald defeats Tangy in a fight but spares her life. Judy discovers a river. Audie receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Marshall begs Raymond to kill him. He refuses, keeping Marshall alive. Dang, the two The two most popular smug villagers. Marshall really wants to be dead. Dang. Sherb and Bob work together for the day. Coco picks flowers. Meringue injures herself. Bruce receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Sasha and Lucky hunt for other tributes. Stitches searches for a water source. And Zucker sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Molly tries to sleep through the entire day. Rosie begs Ione to kill her. She refuses, keeping Rosie alive. No villagers have fallen tonight. Okay. Audie tries to treat her infection. Meringue cries herself to sleep. Roald thinks about winning. Raymond passes out from exhaustion. Tangy also passes out from exhaustion. Marshall looks at the night sky. Is it the worst, Marshall? Zucker, Bruce, Lucky, and Judy sleep in shifts. Stitches stays awake all night. He's pulling an all-nighter, y'all. Anka and Coco tell the stories about themselves to each other. Sherb tries to sing himself to sleep. Rosie also stays awake all night. She's pulling an all-nighter. Bob and Molly run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Ione starts a fire. Sasha thinks about winning. Day number 5. Tangy discovers a cave. Judy fishes. Ione defeats Rosie in a fight but spares her life. Meringue explores the arena. Audie scares Anka off. Lucky, Bruce, and Bob get into a fight, and Bruce triumphantly kills them both. Dang, Bruce gone crazy over the two lazy villagers. Marshall injures himself. Zucker receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Coco tries to spearfish with a trident. Stitches collects fruit from a tree. Sherb scares Roald off. Raymond thinks about home. Sasha makes a wooden spear. Molly discovers a cave. And Bob and Lucky are the only villagers that have fallen tonight. Alright, there is a lot going on here. So, Audie, Molly, Judy, and Rosie tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Sasha, Roald, and Sherb discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Meringue defeats Marshall in a fight but spares his life. Zucker, Raymond, and Stitches sleep in shifts. Tangy cooks her food before putting her fire out. Tangy, you are a food item. Like, why are you cooking food? Huh. Anka and Bruce tell stories about themselves to each other, and Ione begs for Coco to kill her, and she obliges and kills her. RIP. Alright. Day 6. Raymond defeats Rosie in a fight, but spares her life. Sasha travels to higher ground. Meringue practices her archery. Tangy runs away from Molly. Zucker makes a wooden spear. Stitches hunts for other tributes. Roald sprains his ankle while running away from Marshall. You have, flippers, Roald, penguin, penguin-like feet, so I think he sprained his, flipper. Sherb collects fruit from a tree. Bruce runs away from Coco. He must have saw on Coco kill Ione, and he's like, nope, Coco might be the next victim. Coco might kill me next. I'm running away. Audie scares Judy off. Anka camouflages herself in the bushes. and Ione is the only villager that has fallen. Alright. Coco receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Roll destroys Sherb's supplies while he is asleep. Anka and Sasha tell stories about themselves to each other. Bruce, Meringue, and Stitches discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Audie goes to sleep. Rosie, Judy, Tangy, and Raymond tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Zucker climbs a tree to rest, and Molly convinces Marshall to snuggle with her. Day number 7. At this point, they've been here for a week. Marshall and Roald hunt for other tributes. Bruce runs away from Coco again. Sherb attacks Judy, but she manages to escape. Zucker makes a wooden spear. Rosie goes hunting. Stitches receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Tangy runs away from Meringue, running away from another food item. Anka tends to Audie's wounds. Raymond tries to spearfish with a trident. Sasha sprains his ankle while running away from Molly. No villagers have died. Stitches thinks about home. Roald forces Meringue to kill either Bruce or Anka, and she decides to kill Anka. Wow. Anka's been doing pretty good. Wow, there goes Anka. Judy's unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Audie begs Raymond to kill her. He refuses, keeping Audie alive. Rosie quietly hums. Sherb and Tangy sleep in shifts. Sasha sets up camp for the night. And Molly convinces Coco to snuggle with her. Zucker tends to his wounds. And Marshall questions his sanity. Day number 8. Coco receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Tangy attacks Audie, but she manages to escape. Zucker tries to sleep through the entire day. Sherb travels to higher ground. Marshall practices his archery. Bruce also practices his archery. Roald and Raymond work together for the day. Judy hunts for other tributes. Stitches fishes. Rosie, Meringue, and Molly hunt for other tributes. And Sasha bleeds out due to untreated injuries. No! There goes my mascot! So Anka and Sasha are sadly the villagers that have fallen. Okay, there's a lot going on here. Bruce and Stitches run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Molly destroys Marshall's supplies while he's asleep. Raymond sets an explosive off, killing Meringue, Roald, and Rosie. No! They were doing so good! Raymond, you psycho! Judy quietly hums. Zucker receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Sherb convinces Audie to snuggle with him. Tangy screams for help. She must have thought Raymond set up an explosive that was probably meant for her. And Tangy is like, help! And Rosie, Meringue, and Roll are like, yeah, we're gonna take the explosion. Coco tries to sing herself to sleep. Bruce, Marshall, and Coco and Raymond hunt for their tributes. Okay, Bruce, Marshall, Coco, you probably don't want to stand near Raymond. He literally murdered a cat, a penguin, and a strawberry rhinoceros. Tangy thinks about home. Zucker... Wait. Hang on. Yeah. Zucker makes a slingshot. Molly camouflages herself in the bushes. Stitches collects fruit from a tree. Judy receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Audie begs Sherb to kill her. He refuses, keeping Audie alive. Alright. Meringue, Roald, and Rosie are gone. So at this point, we only have Marshall, Raymond, Molly, Sherb, Zucker, Stitches, Audie, Coco, Judy, Bruce, and Tangy remaining. 11 villagers remains. Raymond sees a fire but stays hidden. Tangy receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Bruce looks at the night sky. Zucker and Molly run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Audie receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Stitches passes out from exhaustion. Marshall sets up camp for the night. Sherb quietly hums. Coco looks at the night sky, and Judy tries to sing herself to sleep. Sherb collects fruit from a tree. Molly practices her archery. Stitches fishes. Zucker sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate. Coco begs Raymond to kill her. He refuses, keeping Coco alive. Marshall explores the arena. Audie and Bruce hunt for the tributes. Judy diverts Tangy's attention and runs away. No villagers have fallen. Audie, Raymond, and Zucker discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Molly stays awake all night. Molly is therefore pulling an all-nighter. Bruce quietly hums. Coco tends to her wounds. Stitches and Marshall run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Tangy receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Sherb tries to sing himself to sleep, and Judy questions her sanity. Okay, there is a lot going on. Coco receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Audie collects fruit from a tree. Raymond attempts to climb a tree, but he falls to his death. Rip. There goes my second imposter. Stitches repeatedly stabs Tangy to death with slice. Stitches, you better not eat Tangy. You better not have orange tonight. Judy tries to spearfish with a trident. Bruce scares Marshall off. Zucker diverts Molly's attention and runs away. And Sherb receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. And Raymond and Tangy have fallen. Bruce sees a fire but stays hidden. Audie's unable to convince Coco not to kill her. Wow. So now we're really getting into the death rate. We got a lot of deaths going on. Marshall and Molly hold hands. Stitches fends Judy, Zucker, and Sherb away from his fire. That must have been the fire that Bruce might have started. He's like, he probably saw it and he stayed hidden. Oh my gosh. Okay, the cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs from the Tribute's family. Stitches, Coco, and Zucker track down and kill Bruce. Bruce was doing so good! No! Sherb decides not to go to the feast, and Molly shoots an arrow at Marshall, but she misses and kills Judy instead. Molly, you were hanging out with Marshall. Why are you trying to kill him? Stitches picks flowers. Sherb silently snaps Molly's neck. Zucker thinks about home, and Coco ambushes Marshall and kills him. Wow, so many villagers have died. 5 villagers have fallen today. Sherb starts a fire. Stitches cannot handle the circumstances, and I'm definitely gonna get demonetized if I say the word, so he unlives himself. Zucker stays awake all night. Coco thinks about winning. Sherb makes a wooden spear. Coco practices her archery. Zucker discovers a river. Okay, I'm surprised that Sherb has made it this far. Dang. That's what I like to see about a villager that has won the All-Star game from last year. So Stitches is the only villager that has fallen. Coco starts a fire. Sherb screams for help. Zucker sees a fire but stays hidden. He must have saw Coco's fire, I guess. Coco sees smoke rising in the distance, but she decides not to investigate. Sherb collects fruit from a tree. Zucker receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. No villagers have died. Coco and Sherb sleep in shifts. Zucker receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. He keeps getting these unknown sponsors. Zucker fishes. Shur practices his archery, and Coco searches for firewood. No villagers have fallen again. Coco shoots an arrow at Zucker, but misses, and she kills Shurp instead. It's either Coco or Zucker winning. Who will win? Coco throws a knife into Zucker's chest. And therefore, the villager that is entering the Survivor All-Star game is Coco. With 6 kills. Wow. Congratulations, Coco. So, anyways, this concludes this month's Popular Villager Hunger Games. I think I might come out with Survivor sometime hopefully sometime after, like sometime on Friday, hopefully. So yeah, that concludes what I have to say. So I will see you guys in the next one.